President Muhammadu Buhari has continued to generate reactions among Nigerians. Among them, a Kano-based renowned politician and elder statesman Alhaji Tanko Yakasai said the intention of the former president was in bad taste and such action is capable of overheating the polity. He said as a former leader, Obasanjo must put the nation first above any interest. He said the latter tend to undermine the unity of Nigeria by calling for convening another national conference, especially at this critical moment in the Nigerian history.
I noticed that whenever Obasanjo decided to write to a president, he will overload his letter with political issues that are highly sensitive, that are highly capable of inciting a section of the country against the other. Issues that will undermine national unity.
Alhaji Tanko Yakasai advised former President Obasanjo to always reach out to President Buhari in formal way instead of bringing critical issues to public domain. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
The House of Representatives at Tuesday's plenary urged the federal government to put in place more stringent measures to address security on the highways across the country. National Assembly correspondent Kenneth Nanim reports that the resolution followed a motion of urgent public importance brought before the House of Representatives by Isaac Adedayo and 9 others.
The House of Representatives expressed concern over the spate of insecurity on the highways across the country, with reference to the killing of Olufunke Olakunrin on Benin Ore Road on the 12th of this month.
I want to beg of this House to please do something urgent to curb this kind of thing in our society.
We need to rise and ensure the security of life and property is paramount. It's across this nation.
If we fight corruption, it's going to reduce these problems we are having. It's going to reduce crime. It's going to improve on welfare of the people.
On the killings of Nigerians in Libya, the House urged the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Diaspora Commission to quickly intervene in the matter to ensure protection of lives and property of Nigerians in Libya after amendments on the prayers.
To appeal to the Nigerian embassy in Libya to issue emergency travel documents to people identified as Nigerians. So we need to, as a national policy, find a way of assisting them to get back.
I would suggest that it should be the responsibility of the mission, Nigerian mission in Libya, to take charge so that we can minimize the loss of lives, taking into consideration what happened recently in South Africa.
Those in support of the motion as amendment, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it.
Considering Nigeria as the largest economy in Africa, the House, in a motion by Representative Odebumi Olusegun Dokun from Oyo State, believes adequate policies are needed to drive the African Continental Free Trade Agreement to improve manufacturing of products, export activities, and also to ensure the country is not turned into dumping ground for unwanted goods.
Urge the federal government to set machineries in motion to ensure that Nigeria optimize the expected benefit from the agreement.
Scourge of rape and other sexual offences against children, and the need to increase personnel of the Nigerian police force and capacity building of the officers for effective operation, amongst other motions, were also adopted. From the National Assembly, Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
To the judiciary now, the Presidential Election Petition Court has admitted in evidence the electronically generated evidence, where INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu cleared the air that election results for 2019 will not be transmitted electronically due to communication challenges. Counsel to President Muhammadu Buhari, Alex Zio SAN, took the leave of the court to tender in evidence the compact disc and the document containing its certification. Dele Atumbi has the report.
The two documents which the Presidential Election Petition Court admitted in evidence were tendered during the cross-examination of the spokesman of the first petitioner, Atiku Abubakar. The video clip contained an interview which the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, granted on February 6, 2019. In the disc played in the opened court, Professor Yakubu identified 4 grounds why the electoral body would not be able to transmit election results electronically. Professor Yakubu averred that this is due to identified blind spots in which some parts of Nigeria were not covered by any communications network. It will be difficult to transmit election results electronically. Professor Yakubu also identified security challenge regarding cybercrime as another reason for the Commission's inability to transmit election results electronically. While counsel to INEC Usman Ustaz SAN and Akinolu Jimmy SAN counsel to the APC did not object to the admissibility of the evidence, counsel to the petitioners Chris Uche SAN objected to the admissibility of the 2 documents. PDP and its candidate Atiku Abubakar have called additional 9 witnesses at the hearing of the petition. This brings to 49 the witnesses the petitioners have called since the commencement of the hearing of the substantive matter.
He stated the logistics aspect, the fact that not all the areas are covered by internet, and that if they do so, some places will not get it at all. And unfortunately, even Section 52 of the Electoral Act says you must never, and you can never transmit election results electronically. It's prohibited. Yes, it's prohibited. And Supreme Court has decided that you cannot do it in Ipeazu and Oti. So I don't know what we are quarreling about.
Other counsel in the matter declined comments. By the agreement of all counsel, the petitioners have 10 days to call their witnesses, and this Tuesday's hearing marks the 8th day. Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
10 persons, including 3 children and the owner of a building in the Limi area of Jos Metropolis, have so far been confirmed dead after the building collapsed. Correspondent Zerat Dingam visited the site of the incident and now reports.
In addition to the 7 casualties evacuated from the rubbles of the collapsed building yesterday, 4 more bodies have been evacuated, among which are 3 children who were confirmed dead, making a total of 10 dead people who are reported to have been buried, while 1 person is said to be at the intensive care unit of the Bingham Teaching Hospital.
Today in the morning, around 6:30, the evacuation process started. 3 children were evacuated, and in the last 15 minutes, an adult was evacuated too. They are all not responding.
The governor of Plateau State represented, who was there to sympathize with the people of the community, also assured them of government's decisions to put adequate machinery in place to forestall future occurrences.
These things that happen are not the creation of anybody, but we ourselves. From now onwards, JMDB, Lands and Survey, and the security agencies will move street to street, identify buildings that are not properly structured, mark them for demolition.
Both the security officials and disaster management teams are still working on the site for proper and complete evacuation of the site. In Jos, Zenra Dingmun, NTA News.
The death of a Nigerian, Dr. Elizabeth Chukwu, in South Africa has continued to generate reactions on the prevalence of such occurrences, despite efforts to put a stop to it. To follow up on the recent case and also discuss new strategies of tackling xenophobic-related attacks on Nigerians, Chairman of the Nigerian in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, visited the South African High Commissioner to Nigeria. Correspondent Makut Sarambacham has the report.
Chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, is at the South African High Commission in Nigeria to meet with the High Commissioner over the progress report on the alleged killing of a Nigerian, Dr. Elizabeth Ndubisi Chukwu, in South Africa. She is accompanied by the brother of the deceased, Dr. Chidi Ndubisi. After a closed-door meeting, Abike Dabiri Erewa and the acting High Commissioner briefed the media.
But we're here to appeal on behalf of the government and people of Nigeria and the family that for the sake of both countries, we need to know what happened to Madam Elizabeth. For the sake of the family, we need to get a closure to know how, why, when, and what happened to her.
The South African police services are working very closely with the staff and management of Emperor's Palace, the hotel in which Ms. Ndubisi Chukwu untimely lost her life. A video footage has been obtained. It is It is being studied, and we are awaiting the authorities to give us an update.
Outside the High Commission, a group of Nigerian youths are protesting what they call the unabated and unjustifiable killing of Nigerians in South Africa. They are assured that President Muhammadu Buhari has directed that the well-being of Nigerians be taken seriously, including the case of Elizabeth Chukwu, which is being handled at the highest level. In Abuja, Makut Simon Macham, NT News.
Ahead of the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area, the General Assembly of ECOWAS on Tripartite Social Dialogue Forum is working towards addressing key recent work deficits and unemployment in the region through the instrument of social dialogue. Delegates attending the three-day conference holding in Abuja are expected to examine proposals for restructuring the ECOWAS Social Dialogue Forum with a view to making it function more efficiently and effectively. Emmanuel Ayimiro reports.
Recently, African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement was signed to spur economic growth and open the African market to the world. With the challenges of capital flows, falling commodities and underemployment in the ECOWAS sub-region, delegates at the General Assembly are working out strategies on how to save the sub-region from further drifting into a dumping ground when the after implementation takes off.
The Continental Free Trade Agreement, there's no way you're going to address that if we do not look at issues of an appropriate forum that will facilitate this both at the continental level and at the sub-regional level, and ECOWAS is a key player here.
The social dialogue as one of the core pillars of the decent work agenda can play an important role in linking employment with trade and economic policies. It interacts with all parts of the economic and social development of a country.
We have a lot of work at hand to accomplish as a tripartite body to catch up with the rest of Africa and indeed the rest of the world.
ECOWAS has already packaged a 4-year draft decent work regional program to serve as impetus to job creation, social security, and improve working conditions for members of the sub-region.
In the course of this 3-day meeting also, you will be looking at the draft directive on minimum standards on harmonization of labor laws in the ECOWAS region, which will be presented to you for consideration and validation.
The conference ends on Thursday. Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
Let's now join Hingino in our Lagos Network Center for more stories on Network News. Hello, Hingino.
Thank you, Kudu, and welcome to Lagos. As a way of decongesting the courts, the Lagos Multi-Door Courthouse is encouraging Nigerians with disputes in areas of property, administration of state, medical negligence, banking and insurance to come forward for settlement at no cost to the parties. The director, Lagos Multi-Door Courthouse, Adeyinka Aroyewun, at the opening of the settlement week, said the initiative is meant to supplement justice delivery by offering alternative options to resolve disputes. Vera Chinuba has more.
The settlement week of the Lagos Multi-Door Courthouse is designed to impact the justice system of Lagos State through reduction of caseload in the courts. It is also to encourage early settlement of cases, create awareness of the alternative dispute resolution, and boost public confidence.
Considering the number of parties that have come into the center today, you can see that there is a definitive buy-in from the legal community and from the citizenry. It is definitely a cheaper method, it is faster, and parties come out as friends.
Facilitators who are legal experts mediate on a wide range of disputes, from employment, trade, family, succession, landlord and tenant brought by the parties.
Since we started having the settlement week, we've been able to settle so many cases, and we've been able to assist the courts in reducing the court docket.
The way they talk to us, talk to me and the tenant, the way they do everything, I like the way they do.
The Lagos Settlement Week is, however, not without challenges.
We need the assistance or, well, the contributions and cooperation of institutions by sending adequate representation of people who can take decisions during this settlement week.
Out of the 753 cases mediated on in 2018, 456 were settled. Among them are an administration of estate case, which had been in court for 29 years, and a bank claim of 1.8 billion naira. The Lagos Settlement Week is a joint initiative of the Lagos Multi-Door Courthouse, Lagos State Judiciary, Lagos State Government, and the Nigerian Bar Association. In Lagos, Viera Chumuba, NTA News.
Conscious of emerging innovations in information communications technology, the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) is promoting the rollout of licensed infrastructure companies. NCC Executive Vice Chairman, in a message to the opening of the 2019 ICTEL Expo in Lagos, says the move is to support existing infrastructure of mobile networks across the country. Paul Omukago tells us more.
Focusing on exploring investment opportunities to herald the fourth industrial revolution are one part of the reasons experts in this hall are sharing knowledge on how to advance information communications technology and telecommunications. The NCC is at the forefront of rallying investors and other stakeholders in making Nigeria the #1 destination in Africa in the deployment of new technologies to drive socio-economic development. Represented by Head, Information and Reference Consumer Affairs Bureau, the Executive Vice Chairman says the Commission is not relenting in the construction of internet broadband infrastructure.
Nigeria has been at the forefront of adopting latest technologies. This is engendered by effective regulation of the industry by the NCC, and it feels good to state that our Nigerian story in the fourth industrial revolution is an exciting one, but more needs to be done.
Joshua Agbola is a codist, future skills activist, and a primary school pupil. He wants parents to encourage and invest in the technological development of children of his age, as the fourth industrial revolution requires individuals who are not only independent-minded, but fast thinkers who are creative.
The fourth industrial revolution is changing the way we live, work, and do business.
The very first thing is we need to move away from the idea that technology is a product. Technology is a business enabler.
The ICTEL Expo with the theme, The Fourth Industrial Revolution, the Nigerian Story, featured discussions and exhibitions. In Lagos, Paul Omukago, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. More reports after this commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Data is oxygen. Glow 4G, the new speed of life. Your #1 4G network nationwide. The very best from Glow, the grandmasters of data.
Academy for Health Development Ile-Ife, with the support of Partnership for Advocacy in Child and Family Health at Scale, presents the first annual Professor Babatunde Oshotimehin National Reproductive Health Legacy Forum with the theme Meeting Family Planning 2020 Goal within Nigeria, under the chairmanship of Professor Oladuso Jengbede and Professor Emmanuel Otolori as lecturer. The event will host panel discussion by Dr. Kayode Afolabi of the Federal Ministry of Health. Date Friday 19th July 2019 at 9 a.m. Venue Otumba Shubomi Balogun Conference Center, University of Ibadan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the daring and invincible Louis the Mosquito. Responsible for 200 malaria cases all on its own. Is there anything that can kill Louis? Morphine! Presenting Mortise Power Guard. Its powerful formula kills malaria mosquitoes fast. So, get Mortise Power Guard.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online. Or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can. benefit the rich.
Back in Abuja, the managing director of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, Christine Lagarde, has resigned. Lagarde's resignation takes effect from September the 12th, 2019. A statement says the IMF Executive Board has accepted her resignation from the IMF. Indigenous of Kula communities of Belema, Ofioma and Ngoji in Akukutoru Council area of Rivers State have called on the Shell Petroleum Development Company to steer clear of Shell OML 25 and hand over to an indigenous contractor with capacity to develop its host communities. The communities disclosed these at a media briefing regarding the shutdown of OML 25. Diankume Ulolo reports.
OML 25, known as the Belema Flow Station, is operated by Shell Petroleum Development Company, SPDC. The facility consists of a gas plant and an oil flow station, which accounts for over 45,000 barrels of crude oil per day. The community, through its spokesman, Ibiosia Nat Sokubo, said the oil facility was shut down by the host communities of Belema, Ofeama, and Ngeje over SPDC failure to provide basic amenities.
There is no Kula man, Ofeama man, Ngeje man, or Belema man that is employed in SPDC.
Stakeholders from the community called on President Buhari and other relevant authorities to intervene in the alleged unfair treatment of the people.
Set up a special fact-finding committee to visit the area to see the level of neglect.
Belema Oil Producing Limited has a stake, about 7.something% in that stake. Let him give him the operatorship of that OML 25.
SPDC, in an email letter to NTA, says that the company commitment to the welfare in the Niger Delta remains unshaken. The host communities of OML 25, including Belema and Ofeama, have continued to benefit from contract award employment of unskilled labor. From Kula, in Akukutoru local government area of Rivers State, Yanukume Ulolo, NTA News.
Naomi Abuaku is in Maiduguri Network Center to give us some updates.
Kudu and welcome to Maiduguri. Palliative rehabilitation work has commenced on Gamboru Gala, the Ikwa Road, to ease movement of goods and services along one of the Trans-Sahara routes in the country. Muhammad Goni reports that Governor Babagana Umara was at Musini village in Gamboru Gala local government to inspect progress of work.
Maiduguri Jikwaga-Mborungala Road is strategic and of economic importance not only to Borno and its neighboring states, but to the entire nation, considering that the route links the state to the Republic of Cameroon, Chad, Central Africa, and Sudan on this axis. Dozens of heavy-duty vehicles fly the road on a daily basis, conveying goods to and from the state to the neighboring countries and beyond, in spite of the security challenges, in addition to the commuter vehicles conveying passengers. The dilapidated condition of the road has been a major challenge to the users of the road, especially in the rainy season, which is why the ongoing rehabilitation work was seen as a relief.
It's not easy. From here to Gamboru is almost 220 kilometers. We are begging the governor to do something for us.
It is worthy of note, however, that the federal government has awarded contract for the reconstruction of the road. But just like in other related cases, the contractors could not mobilize to size, given the security challenges in the northeast as a reason.
I want to assure the communities of these three local governments that this administration is determined to complete the road between Dukwa to Gamborongala in the next 2-3 years.
The governor inspected the ongoing rehabilitation work at Dukwa Holiday Resort and also performed the groundbreaking ceremony for rebuilding of 400 houses in Ajiri village in Mapa local government. In Maiduguri, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
That is it from Maiduguri. Kudu is back to you in Abuja. Good evening.
Thank you, Naomi. President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates His Royal Majesty Igwe Kingsley Chime on his 80th birthday, wishing him good health and strength as he continues to serve his community. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, the President joins family, friends, and associates of the Royal Father to celebrate the milestone, heralded by many years of dedication to professional development as a lawyer. President Buhari noted that good works and commitment to promoting values of peace, neighborliness, and diligence. The president also affirms that Igwe Kingsley's contribution to national development will always be appreciated and remembered by posterity, especially in sensitizing and mobilizing his domain for civic responsibilities. As the royal father turns on an octogenarian, President Buhari believes his wealth of wisdom will always be useful to governments and institutions for now and the future. The president prays that the Almighty God will bless Igwe Kingsley Chime with longer life to keep serving his community, the nation, and humanity. President Muhammadu Buhari has also extended heartfelt condolences to Senator Ahmed Mohamed Makarfi, former governor of Kaduna State and former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, on the death of his father, Alhaji Muhammadu Na'iya Majidat Nzazo. The president also commiserates with the government and people of Kaduna State and Zazzau Emirate on the passage of the Majidat Nzazo, who was a strong voice for his community. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President of Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, says the President's prayers and thoughts are with the entire Makarfi family, friends and well-wishers as they mourn the illustrious community leader. President Buhari prays Almighty Allah to accept the soul of the departed and comfort those who mourn. Time now for a short break. We'll have more stories when we come back.
The African Continental Free Trade, recently signed by President Muhammadu Buhari, is the first this week on NTA Tuesday Live. What are the potentials in the Continental Free Trade? Find out on NTA Tuesday Live at 10:30 p.m. The program promises to be informative, educative, and incisive. Don't miss it.
They are there at the crack of dawn. They are there busy preparing while we rise for our day. They are there silently, guarding, waiting, listening, and watching. They are there ready in the sky above and the waters below, in the blistering heat of the day, in the dead of night, willing, indefatigable, determined in the defense of the sovereignty of our country. They are our first line of defense and our last. They who have paid the ultimate price in defending us. They are fathers and uncles. They are mothers and sisters and girlfriends and boyfriends. They are brothers and cousins and best friends and neighbors. They are classmates, colleagues, and citizens of this nation. They are our defenders and deserve our respect, our prayers, our thoughts. Nigeria, please support our armed forces.
The Nigerian national flag is a sacred national symbol. It is a mark of patriotism and a show of love for our nation to fly the national flag correctly, in the right colors, right dimension, and in the right sizes for each occasion. In recent times, it has been noticed that government offices, corporate organizations, banks, embassies, and other notable institutions fly faded, shredded, and haggard-looking versions of the national flag. This is wrong and must stop. It has also been noticed that some citizens prefer to popularize the national flag of other nations. Fellow countrymen and women, let us be patriotic. Come, let us show love for our motherland. Fly the correct versions of our national flag in all relevant places. Be patriotic. Be proud ambassadors of our great country.
This message is from the National Orientation Agency.
President Muhammadu Buhari has condoled with the families of the victims of the building collapse in Jos Plateau State, which claimed lives. Reacting to the incident, President Buhari said he was greatly shocked at the unfortunate loss of lives and wished those injured quick recovery. Commiserating with the survivors of the accident and families of the dead, President Buhari prayed that God will comfort everyone affected by the sad incident. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, The president urged stakeholders in the building industry to find a lasting solution to the frequent incidents of building collapse across the country, emphasizing that the urgent need to address the issue of enforcing safety standards in buildings in order to forestall future tragedies. Amanzi Marcos has more on sports updates.
The Nigerian women